Hello and welcome to Fuchsia Creatives. You with me, yes, Marshall. And what I'm going to be talking about today is going to be something very, very interesting. As always, because I don't talk to you and get interesting stuff to say. I'm just like that. Well, anyway, so over the past couple of lessons, we've touched on some things that will help you boost sales, get more conversions, get more leads, make your ad more compelling. Today, I want to talk about something that's just as important as anything else, because without this one thing, the whole thing kind of falls apart. So it's very important that we touch on that. And this one thing is the lead. So let's say, for example, we have an ad, it's very compelling, click on it, they come, they opt in, they get the contact information, they move through the funnel, they get to the sales letter, and for some reason, they just leave. Now, usually what this is, in my experience, all the years of working in marketing, advertising, and writing copy for big clients and whatnot, one of the big reasons why it doesn't work is because the lead isn't compelling. Now, what the lead is generally just the headline and the introductory paragraph of the sales letter. So what tends to happen is they'll read the first couple of lines and then think, nah, this isn't for me. And they'll just leave it. They'll just click off, done. So what we need to do is make the lead as interesting as possible, to make them want to read into the good bit where obviously we've done the research and we've done the compelling messages that are going to get them to ultimately buy. All that goes out the window if the lead doesn't bang. So I've got 5 leads here, very, very common leads that you can use, apply it to your business straight away, that literally resolve this problem. And now the first one I'm going to start off with is the story. You see, we're all conditioned to listen to stories. So when someone starts going into a story, whether it's in a film or just one of your mates or your grandparents when you were younger, they always tell a story, and we just sit and listen, and we see where the story goes, and we listen and we listen and we listen. It's the same thing when you read stuff. When you put a story in front of someone, it kind of bypasses the skepticism barrier. They don't see it as threatening as if it was to make a bold sales statement or something like that. It kind of just goes under the radar, and they're reading the story, trying to figure out what happens next. And then what we do is we then segue into our market message, and as long as that's good, you've got them. We can kind of make the sale. So that's why the story lead's so effective. The other one is probably one of the most common ones. I think we're taught this more than anything else, especially if you're into copywriting. You probably learn this one probably first, and it is the problem solution lead. So how it works is, as long as we've done our market research, we found out what really, really makes our prospect tick, what really keeps them up at night, what's really, driving them, what's really motivating to take this action that we want. So we hone in on what the issue is. So let's say, for example, we are selling a marketing course. We'll say something like, okay, maybe you're not making the money you want to make and you want to make more. Maybe your wife's not happy. Maybe you can't go on the holidays you want to, or you can't, leave your job that you hate. And we're really honing on these points. And then what we do is, well, if that's you, here's how we can fix this problem. Or this doesn't have to be you if you do this. And then we'll segue into the market message. And again, like I said, then we'll start conveying all the good stuff and hopefully get them to buy. But that is another lead that's very effective that you can use straight away to really get, your market message to pop. The next thing is the complementary approach. Now this one, it's a bit more difficult to do. I wouldn't recommend this one as much because it can go against you. It can come across as a bit, what's the word? I want to say a bit sly if you want, because it's kind of like, when someone's nice to you because they want something, it can be conveyed across that if you don't do it properly. So, but I'll put it out there anyway. So the complimentary one is something to say, okay, you're receiving this message because you're a part of a special group, or you're very you're very shrewd or you're very intelligent, so that's why you've got this. And it basically gives them a compliment right off the bat. You think, well, I am kind of smart. And then you want to read more, and you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. And again, you get to the market message, and then off to the races. So that's the complimentary one. Like I said, not my favorite, but it's an option. The next one is piquing curiosity. So this one is more about, basically telling something without ever actually revealing what it is. So you want to know, and you want to know. Before you know it, you read another line, and another line, and another line. And the further down the sales page to get, and then you make the big reveal. Like, find out the 4 things that will help you grow 6 feet tall in the next 2 weeks. And if you're a sharp person, it's going to be very interesting. And then you just kind of segue in, and then you kind of lead them through the sales letter, and then you show them the thing. Obviously, you'd have something that would actually work. So, but yeah, the piquing curiosity is a very effective one. And last but not least is the prediction lead. Now, everyone likes big predictions. And in some case, the more controversial, outlandish the prediction is, the more likely you are to, kind of pique interest and curiosity, or find out what makes you speak that way. So, for example, I go back to the sport example. If I was to say Marcus Rashford is going to score more than Erling Haaland next season, there'll be a section of fans who might buy into that, and then another section, and maybe some neutrals who will think, well, no way. But if I say Marcus Rashford is going to score more than Erling Haaland, here's why. You want to know what the why is, and that'll make you read more. And then even if you don't agree, you'll have read, and potentially you could have made a sale that way. But there are just 5 things off the top of the head that you don't have to use all of them. Just pick one and run with it. Depending on what kind of product you're selling, it can vary. But if you're definitely working in the finance or health space, I go with the problem solution or the prediction lead, because they just work the best. So yeah, there you have it. There's 5 leads that you can take and implement to your business straight away and give your marketing message a lot more pop, make it bang a lot better, and hopefully it'll bring you the sales and conversions that you're hoping for. Now, if all this sounds good to you and you do want to implement this to your business, but you're not really sure how to go about it, then apply to work with us. We'll take the stress and burden off your shoulders. Why spend weeks and months trying to learn these processes and these techniques when we can just do it for you? We've got 10 years plus experience working in this industry. We know what works and what doesn't. And we can literally get this done for you in 7 days or less, saving you a lot of time so you can get to the good bit a lot faster. So if all that sounds good to you, there's your 2 options. We'll give you the keys, you know what to do with them, or you can apply to work with us, and we look forward to hearing from you. Take care.